Good evening and welcome to Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School for tonight's rivalry game between Center Grove Middle School Central and Center Grove Middle School North. Hello everyone, I'm Kevin Conrad along with Aaron Holt and Todd Pence. We welcome you to Center Grove Trojan football. And Aaron, this has become quite a community event here in Center Grove, the rivalry game when the two 7th and 8th grade teams conclude the regular season here at the high school football field. And from my understanding, tonight's game will be delayed a little bit because there's such a long line of people trying to get into Ray Skillman Stadium. They're going to delay this start of the 7th grade game, but it always brings out a lot of fans, Aaron.
I'll tell you what, it's an exciting evening. It shows the tradition that Center Grove football has been able to establish over all these years, and I've already gotten 4 or 5 phone calls because the line outside the stadium is so long, and the stands are already fairly, packed. So we might set a record for a crowd tonight, and this is just for the 7th grade game, and certainly the crowd seems to always get a little bit bigger when it's the 8th graders because it's their last game in middle school. We're serving the chili tonight through the Parents Club, and I'd like to take this time to thank Goddard School for helping make that possible. They put a significant donation towards getting the chili to us, and I also like to thank McAllister's Deli, Texas Roadhouse, and Arnie's for providing much of the food tonight as well. All the parents that chipped in, it's a fantastic evening and a great way as we get towards the end of the football season to celebrate the middle school teams and in particular the 8th graders as they move on to the high school and join the great tradition that Coach Moore has been able to establish there the last 15 years.
And speaking of Coach Moore, we've invited Coach to be our halftime guest of both the 7th and 8th grade broadcasts tonight, so we always like to spend some time with Coach Moore. And Aaron, Center Grove has one of the best, if not the best, feeder systems in the state of Indiana, in the Midwest, if you will. Even, again, you go down to the Bantam League. We just had the Bantam Super Bowls right here at Ray Skillman Stadium this past Sunday. We had a great day of football, and we have another great night of football. Again, the 7th and 8th grade teams getting a chance to play here at Ray Skillman Stadium. But Coach Moore's so involved in the Bantam program, the middle school programs, and there's no surprise that Coach Moore has such success at the high school level because these boys come through the program. There really aren't too many surprises by the time they get to the high school ranks.
Yep, and when you sit down, if you ever have the opportunity to sit down with Coach Moore, he'll tell you a lot of times you just got to keep things simple, and that's exactly what he's been able to do. He goes out to the Bantam fields. He's not just showboating out there. He's actually taking time to thank people, shake hands. But this year in particular, he got to watch every rec team that played out at those Bantam fields at least 3 times. I know he's seen multiple games in the middle school level. When you think about all the time he puts in on the high school, for him to be able to do that, it's fantastic. And just doing the games this past weekend and helping those with the Super Bowls of the Bantam, and then this game tonight, these 2 games, it's almost like the favorite week of the year because you see everything culminate together, and you get excited about the future, and that's pretty special when you know that we have a great high school team right now that's going to make a major drive to hopefully get to the state championship and get us another one, but then you see what's coming, and excitement just brews through the air.
Here in Game 1, the 7th graders will get their first feel of what it's like to play in this rivalry game, and Central and North both having great seasons, and again, this will be their final game of the regular season for the Central Trojans on the season. 7 wins, 2 losses, and you look at the series between these two teams. Aaron, when this series first started years ago, there was only a traveling trophy for the 8th grade game. And just not only until about, I think, 2008 is when there was that traveling trophy for the 7th graders, but in 2008, 2009, North won the 7th grade title, and Central's won the last 3 in 2010, 11, and 12. Again, that's here at the 7th grade level. So, again, it's been pretty competitive between these two schools the last 5 years.
It's great competition. Chris Hudson, who has a senior Logan on the football team this year, he actually made those traveling trophies, a little piece of history there, and they've become extremely popular and fun to see pass between the two schools. And I look down on the track right now, it looks like we're getting close to the national anthem, and you see about 300 kids are getting ready to sing it, and that's pretty special too.
Again, both teams concluding warm-ups here at Ray Skillman Stadium. For the Central Trojans, head coach Zach Watson is 6th year as a coach at Middle School Central, but his first year as a head coach, and Coach Watson did play for Coach Moore back in the day here at Center Grove High School. His assistants, Alex Basham in his first year and Alex Brickens also in his first year. For Center Grove Middle School North, 8 wins, 1 loss. The lone loss coming to Doe Creek Middle School. The head coach is Ed Brickley. Ed has been a part of the Bantam program. He has coached a long time in Center Grove, but his first year as a head coach at North Middle School. His assistants, Kyle Woodbin, now in his second year. Ed Rogers, his first year. And Eddie Brickley, Coach Brickley's son, his first year as an assistant coach. And Eddie played a couple of years under Coach Moore at the varsity level.
Well, it should be an exciting game. We were fortunate to see these boys grow up through the Bantam level. We know a lot of them. North will certainly have the size advantage without question. And hopefully it'll be a competitive game between the two.
And we are ready for the 7th grade contest. North will kick off to Central. Brendan Haddon approaches with an onside kick. It's bouncing, a big hit, big pile up. Let's see if Central was able to cover up the football, and it will be Central football.
Good job of getting on the ball there. They tried an onside kick. And with the emotions of this game going through, that's actually a little bit more difficult play than what might meet the eye, and we did a good job, or I should say Central did a good job of getting on there. And 1st and 10, and let's see what they have here.
Andrew Morose, number 63 for Central, recovered the football. Central with the football at its own 48-yard line. A little bit of a bobble between the center and quarterback. Quarterback starting for the Central Trojans, Matt Pence. Starting center is Corey Brando. Also on that offensive line today for Central, Preston Cook, Ben Smith, Nolan Coy, and Ben Seifert. The tight end is Tommy Robinson. A loss of 1 yard. Here comes Central on the next play, and good yardage on 2nd down into North territory at the 45-yard line.
It's a good run by Gavin Matheson there, and for those that aren't aware of what's happened with Central this past game, their normal halfback, Lucas Hunter, came down with a broken hand, unable to play today, so they've rearranged the backfield and moved Gavin from fullback to halfback, and then put in Evan Yaste, number 19, as the fullback, which goes again. These guys have been running the wing tee for such a long time and really gives them the opportunity to switch positions and not miss a beat.
8 yards for Matheson. Nick Browning with the tackle for North, and movement on that right side of the line. Brian Gaffney jumps for the North Trojans. Great job by Matt Pence with the signal count that time. A hard count. Got him to jump offside. The rest of the starters offensively for Central tonight. The wingback is Sam Holt. Fullback Evan Yaste. And the halfback, again, we've already mentioned, Gavin Matheson. And again, the quarterback is Matt Pence. Some of the offensive subs tonight will be Carter Pell, Andrew Morose, and Cameron Line. So new set of downs here for Central, now at the North 40-yard line. Getting things underway here in the first quarter of the rivalry game. A good carry on 1st down, picking up 4 yards. Another good carry for Central. That is Sam Holt with the carry.
Sam did a nice job of being patient and letting the play develop, but then getting it upfield as soon as he read the guards behind and was able to get 4 yards. And Central's doing a nice job with the size disadvantage. You're just going to have to be methodical, moving down the field, and if they can do that, good things can happen.
Kyle Salter made the stop for North. Another good run on 2nd down for Central, picking up another 1st down. So a couple of 1st downs here for the Central Trojans. Nice run by number 19. That is Evan Yaste. And a tackle made by Cameron Petty.
Good to see Evan Yaste get an opportunity to play in a big game, and for his first true carry, 1st down run. Very happy for him, and you know, Petty's going to be a name you're going to hear a lot this afternoon.
Holt around in. Good job by North. Fumble possibly on the play. Indication is it will be 2nd down. The Central Trojans recover. Starting tonight for the North team defensively on that D-line, Brian Gaffney, Jacob Keith, Hunter Stroop, and Kyle Salter. Linebackers, Nick Pickett, Sean Riddle, Cameron Petty, And in the secondary, Nick Browning, Nate Line, Josh Johnson, and Max Smelsley. Some defensive subs will be Mason Cook and A.J. Weesey. So a loss of a couple on second down, 12 yards to go. Good push by the North defense. Running the football. Yaste maybe lost a half yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 12.
North settled down a little bit, and the last few plays they've been able to get a good penetration on the line. Might not be a bad idea to go back to Pence on a hard count here and get them back on their heels if you're Central.
Hunter Stroop makes the stop for North. 3rd and long. Running play to the near side, and North not fooled. Coming across quickly, making the tackle is Kyle Salter, and also with the assist, Cameron Petty. And Aaron, our first big play of the ball game, 4th and 14 for Central. Ball at the North 30-yard line. Opening drive of tonight's rivalry game. 2:54 left to play first quarter. And Aaron, we talked about it before the start of the broadcast, how quickly these middle school games go by, and we're already at the 3-minute mark. Halfback pass in the air, and it's incomplete. North will take over on downs.
7th grade football, unfortunately, and we certainly wish it would get changed, only has 7-minute quarters, and it does make the game go by really, really fast, and it's kind of sad in a way, especially since we just did the Super Bowls for the B&M games, and they're playing 8-minute quarters. So that's why if you're Central and you're undersized like they are, being able, they didn't score here, but they took a lot of time off the clock, and ball control is going to be a big part of tonight's game. See what they can do defensively. North has a very powerful offense.
Empty backfield. Hand off to Nick Pickett, number 21. Gets the edge for 3 yards. Starting tonight offensively for the North squad, the split end is Zach Conrad. The tight end, Lucas Doyle. On that offensive line, A.J. Weesey, Brian Gaffney, Kyle Salter, Hunter Stroop, and Fred Lyons. The wingback, Nick Browning. Fullback, Cameron Petty. The halfback is Nick Pickett, and your quarterback is number 10, Jackson Moore. On second down, Cameron Petty's first run of the night. Again, very, very strong, a powerful running back with good speed, and he is very close to a first down. He'll be just 1 yard shy.
Cameron is an extremely large player in the 7th grade group when you combine both schools, and to have him be able to run back there as a fullback is certainly a blessing if you're Coach Brickley, and we're going to see a lot of him today on both sides of the ball.
Preston Crook with the tackle for Central on 3rd and 1. Good job by the Central defense, not allowing Cameron Petty to get started. They drop him for a half-yard loss. It'll bring up 4th and a couple.
Great read by the linebackers. They got penetration on the front line, and that's a huge play. It would appear they're going to go for it, which is a little risky here early in the game.
Alex Dokmanovich got him around the legs, drops him for the loss. It's about a long 1 yard here for North, and you're right, they are not punting. At the moment, they're going to line up with a minute left to play in the first quarter. They need a yard for the first down. Handoff right back to Petty, and he's got the first down. He gets it across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
It's great to see Lucas Doyle back on the north side. He had an injury. It seems like the injuries that we experienced this year in the entire football program at Center Grove had a lot to do with the hands. And not sure why that is, but Lucas had a broken hand. He's got it wrapped today, but great to see him. He's a great player and be able to play in this ball game.
New set of downs here for North late in the first quarter, and Nick Pickett falls forward for a couple of yards with 25 seconds to play. And on the tackle, Peyton Pruitt, and also number 47, Cole Bontrager. 2nd and 8 for the North squad, and they will take it to the sideline. That is the end of the first quarter of the rivalry game. This is the 7th grade contest between Center Grove Middle School North and Center Grove Middle School Central. And Aaron, for Central on that opening drive, a couple of first downs, a big stand by the North defense. forced a turnover on downs, and now for North, they've got 1 first down, and that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Again, these quarters go by pretty fast.
I'd say if you're both coaches, you're pretty pleased right now. Probably a little bit happier on the Central side, knowing what they had to deal with on the disadvantages, and being able to have that ball control is a huge thing for them in this ball game. The key for North is they're a big engine, and if it gets warmed up, it could get ugly quick. They're capable of scoring a lot of points. They have done so throughout the season, and so it seems like they're warming up a little bit. Central jumped on them, but at the end of the day, first quarter ended, very few penalties, if any at all. Actually, I don't think there was any, and so a clean ball game thus far, and excited to get the second quarter started.
Our first quarter was presented by Center Grove Spitshine, a proud supporter of Trojan football, located right next to the Center Grove Little League Baseball Complex. Center Grove Spitshine, taking care of all your vehicle cleaning needs. To begin the second quarter, North with the football on 2nd down and 9. Nick Pickett again on the run, cuts it back. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. Down to the Central 35-yard line.
Pickett did a nice job that time of stretching the jet out to the sidelines, being patient, and that's something that you really got to do when you run the jet here in this offense, and he ran that almost perfectly, and hence you get a long run with the first down to add on to it, and they're moving.
Lucas Railing in the secondary with the stop. Football officially placed at the Central 36-yard line. No score between North and Central. Inside handoff to the big fella, Cameron Petty, inside the 30. He is tripped up by number 14, Sam Holtz. Good carry for North on first down. Starting tonight defensively for the Central Trojans on that defensive line, Cole Bontrager, Alex Dokmanovich, Ethan Carlton, and Jaden Ingalls. The linebackers, Peyton Pruitt, Preston Cook, and Cade Lansdale. Your defensive backs, Sam Holt, Lucas Railing, Gavin Matheson, and Cameron Oganowski. Another big run, Cameron Petty. He's going to take it in for the score. Touchdown from 29 yards out.
Nice run by Petty. Our linebackers at Central that time, it looked like they didn't hit all their gaps that they needed to hit, and that gave him the room, and he pretty much went in untouched. And for as big as he is, he runs really, really well, has great speed, and they get on the board first, and like we said, they're capable of scoring pretty quick. So
70-yard drive by North after forcing a turnover on downs. And now we'll see Luke Eckert with the extra point kick and a lot of movement on the left side of the defensive line. It might be offside. Yes, it's going to be offside against the Central defense. Luke Eckert has been very solid on extra point kicks this season, only missing 3. And let's see if they take the penalty. Normally you decline the penalty and just keep it right where it is at the 10-yard line.
Luke's kind of an interesting story. He's never played football, decided to come out this year, and he's been able to get a lot of time on the defensive end side of things, but also he's been a fantastic kicker, and Coach can always use kickers.
Luke 20 out of 23 on extra point kicks. Browning to hold. The kick is up, and I believe he didn't quite get all of it. He misses it to the right, so the score remains 6-0. The North 7th grade team leads the Central 7th grade team with 5:57 left to play in the first half.
Missed opportunity there when you got Cameron Petty in the backfield, and a penalty like that, I would say almost take your chances and get a couple more points than what you could have. Central Trojans got lucky there and went from being down 7 to only 6. So big play in the game, and you know as well as I do, Kevin, rivalry games, extra points typically are a huge factor when it gets down to the end. So we'll have to keep our eye on that one.
Special team play, very important at all levels, especially middle school and high school. The long snapper on that play for the North squad was Brian Gaffney. And understand for 7th grade Central team, they've got quite a kicker in P.J. Buck, who's playing football for the first time of his career and also playing split end as well.
Gotta give some credit to our guy in the booth to helping us out here today, Todd Pence. He was pretty relentless on P.J. Buck. He knew the talent that kid had. He's a fast kid. He's capable of running the football, but his expertise truly comes in kicking. And earlier, I think it might have been last game, he had nearly a 40-yard PAT field goal. And it sounded like he had room to spare. So really excited to see the young kickers in the middle school ranks right now.
Luke Calvert, good hang time on the kickoff. It'll go to the 20-yard line, picked up right there, and good special teams play by Nick Pickett. It'll be at the 23-yard line, so about a 3-yard return for Central.
Nick has himself going a pretty good game right now. He's been very, very active on the offensive side of things, and he just made some good special team plays there, so he's having a great game in his first rivalry game.
Ben Smith with the return for Central. 5:48 left to play, second quarter. North in front of Central, 6-0 here in the 7th grade contest. 8th grade game will follow this one here at Ray Skillman Stadium, and with the running play is Sam Holt trying to find something there, and he finally turns it up and does get some yardage, a couple of yards. Good tackle made by big number 73, Kyle Salter.
I'd almost go back to some hard counts. Gaffney's getting a really good jump on the left side of the line. If you're Central, I think a hard count would get him. This defensive line for Central is very, very active, and they're big, and it's going to give Central problems most of the day.
2nd and 8 for Central. Hard-nosed running, maybe a yard for Central. Hard-nosed run by number 37, that's Gavin Matheson. Aaron, he put his helmet down, tried to get what he could on the edge, and maybe got a yard. Good defense by North.
Yep, North's doing a really good job right now containing, and might need to loosen this up a little bit. I would try a boot here just to loosen them up if Pence can get outside.
Pence.
There it is. It's open.
With the fake, with the pass, led his man a little bit too much. It's intercepted by number 1, Nathan Line. Line takes it down to the 12. Good return for Nathan Line.
Really a good defensive play there by Nate. Not a very big kid out there, but he's always active, and he brought that down with one hand. And unfortunate for Central, but you got a 1st and 10 on the north side, and they're moving again. Great defensive play by Nate Line.
Matt Pence with the saving tackle there for Central. Great field position for North. They'll put the ball now at the 12-yard line. Our quarter number 2 being presented by Global Financial Solutions. Jackson Moore under center. Fakes the handoff, rolls to his right, looking. He's got Cameron Petty, and Cameron took off too soon. Drops the football.
It was there. It was going to be a touchdown there, and North not able to come up with the catch, and Central needs to settle down a little bit, get back off their heels, and get a little aggressive here and make a couple plays.
Some offensive subs we'll see throughout the night for North. Nathan Line, number 1, Jacob Keep, number 23, Brendan Haddon, number 0, and Aiden Kennedy, number 39. Coach Brickley's North squad in front, 6-0, behind a 29-yard touchdown run by Cameron Petty. Handoff right back to Petty. Chop down inside the 5. He's close to another first down. Tackle made by Preston Cook, and also Sam Holt in on the tackle.
If I'm Coach Brickley right now, I'm just running 82 straight ahead, same play. He's just he's a horse to bring down, and it's going to be difficult to stop him here.
Ball placed at the 4-yard line, 3rd and a couple. Down by the goal line, you are correct. He is difficult to bring down. He is the lone setback in the backfield. Cameron Petty, man in motion, is Pickett. A quick pass to Zach Conrad, and Conrad looking for the end zone, and he's going to be taken down at the 1-yard line. Great tackle by number 37, Gavin Matheson, the Rover.
Well, we got a little excitement there out of you, Kevin. That was pretty impressive.
Conrad's first reception of the season.
What a better way to do it than in front of a jam-packed homestand crowd. And I thought he was going to get in, too. Would have been neat to see for Zach.
Coach Brickley said, be ready, Kevin, with your call if Zach catches one and gets in the end zone. It was enough for a first down, so now it's 1st and goal at the 1.5-yard line, and a flag down. North scores on the quarterback keeper by Jackson Moore, but this one, it appears, will come back because of the penalty flag here on the near side. We'll let the officials sort it out. It is against North, so negate the touchdown run by Jackson Moore.
As they're going into the end zone, the south end zone here, it's pretty neat to see when you talk about the tradition of this program. You have a lot of the varsity, JV, and freshman players down there sitting in the end zone. I see a bunch of them sitting in front of us tonight. And, they not too long ago got out of practice. They got a lot of things going on. Senior night's tomorrow night, and they're here and they're watching. It's a special game, and it's neat to see.
Ball now at the 6-yard line, and a timeout called by North head coach Ed Brickley. And Aaron, these two coaches do a great job. Ed Brickley, you know Ed from the days of just the time he's put in out at the Bantam Fields. You being obviously a former president out at the Bantam Fields, but Coach Brickley doing a good job in his first year as the head coach for North. And Coach Watson, he's been around a long time, 6 years at Central, his first year as a head coach. But again, like I mentioned on the pregame show, he's a player that played underneath of Coach Moore years ago, so he knows what it's all about to be a Center Grove Trojan.
He sure does. The Watson family has a lot of thank yous that need to be going to him. When you look at the father, Jeff, who still runs all the officials there out at CGBFL, was very involved in this program. He's been a travel coach in the Bantam level. He's been a middle school coach. He now has a field named after him out at the CGBFL. And to see his son, Zach, come back through here and stay as involved as his father did, and now the head coach at the Central level is really a great thing to see and exciting for everybody. And then to see Ed move on as his kids have gone through Bantam, and now in his first year, he's done a fantastic job, worked a lot with Coach Moore on the things that he needs to do, and it shows.
On 1st and goal, looking for Conrad in the back of the end zone. He catches the football. Did he get his 1 foot in or not? They're going to say incomplete pass. He did not get the 1 foot in. Great pass by Jackson Moore to the outside.
Jackson put it right there in the corner where it needed to be, and unfortunately they weren't able to get the foot in. It was a close call. I think a lot of people are still questioning it, but I think Stan Breeden was right there, and he's usually pretty Johnny on the spot when it comes to officiating. So North needs to be careful here. In a game like this, Central hadn't moved the ball at all. I would be more focused on let's just run and do what we do. We've got number 82 in the backfield. Get it right up the middle, score. On the second thought is, if you're a Central fan, clock's running down here. If they can get a stop, that's a big motivator going into halftime.
2.5 minutes left to play. Jackson Moore throwing to the end zone once again, looking for Jacob Keith. Overthrows Keith. It'll bring up 3rd and goal, and football remains at the 7-yard line. On the coverage for Central, Sam Holt, along with Cam Oganowski. And I know what you're saying, Aaron, but I think Coach Brickley, here in this final game, trying to spread the wealth. Cameron Petty has done a lot of running and scoring this year for North, and at the moment just trying to spread the wealth a little bit, but maybe here on 3rd and goal, it's time for Petty to get that big run.
When in doubt, right?
When in doubt, give it to your money man. Cameron Petty lines up right behind Jackson Moore. They'll go to the wing back. Nate Line cuts it up. He's getting close to the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Center Grove Middle School North. Nathan Line scores from 6 yards out.
Good for Nate. He's pretty popular there on the last 2 series. Was able to get the pick, nearly score on the pick. They stop him and then go to him on the money play there on a little jet and gets it into the end zone. So he's going to have a game to remember. Happy for his parents and neat to see him having the success he's having.
Luke Eckert on the PAT kick. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Luke Eckert makes it a 13-0 ball game. North leading Central with 2:28 left to play here in quarter number 2 at Ray Skillman Stadium in the rivalry game. And Aaron, I know last year we did both 7th and 8th grade games. We felt like this entire home side was pretty much full, about 2,000 fans. And I think by the time we get close to the 8th grade game, we'll see something similar again this year.
Absolutely. I just stuck my head out there. It's darn near full right now. We've got a few spots kind of behind the cheer block of Central. But other than that, it's a pretty full crowd. And, that says a lot when it's a 5:30 start time for kids and to get here, but more importantly, the parents to get off work and get in position to be here. That's a tough thing to do. So, again, it just goes to how big this game is and neat to see.
Again, our second quarter being presented by Global Financial Solutions. For all your investment needs, contact President Bob Hoffman at 317-888-1555. Global Financial Solutions. And Luke Eckert's kickoff goes to the 21-yard line. A fumble on the play. And North recovers at the 20-yard line. Number 42, Ben Smith, had difficulty picking the ball up cleanly, and Nick Pickett, number 21 for North, slides in, recovers the football at the 19.
Well, tough break there for Central. Got to get on the ball, bottom line. Make sure you get on the ball. This could be very, very dangerous right now if you're a Central fan. 2 minutes left in the half. If North gets a quick hit here, they're in deep, deep trouble. And so we're going to have to see what the defense has made up in it. And hopefully they can make a quick stop here and put themselves in a position where they still got a chance to win this ball game in the second half.
Nick Pickett hit immediately. Great penetration by Central. Number 24, Peyton Pruitt.
Pruitt has had a really solid season defensively. That's a fantastic hit, and he's been doing that consistently each and every game. And it's very rare that you don't walk home and say and talk about that Peyton Pruitt name, because he has 2 or 3 of those every game.
Coach Watson says Pruitt, he flies downhill faster than most middle school linebackers, and he showed right there his speed. The pitch back, Pickett gets outside. He's to the 10, puts his helmet down and drives to the 3-yard line, brought down by number 18, Cam Oganowski. What a run by Nick Pickett. Really finished off that run well. 1:17 to play, first half. 13-0. North in front and looking for more here late in the second quarter. 3
players have really stood out so far for North, and that is Petty, Nate Line, and Pickett. And those 3 have been a thorn in the side, and neat to see on the north side.
Handoff, Pickett. Good lead block by Cameron Petty. He cuts it back, and he's going to be shy of the goal line. He'll be spotted at the 1-yard line. Coming up making the tackle is number 85, Tommy Robinson.
Good to see 85 out there. He has not played a lot of defense this year, and he really can flow to the football, and he showed it there on that play.
It'll be 2nd and goal. Coach Brickley taking his time with the next play here with Jackson Moore on the sideline. Now Jackson returns to the huddle. 40 seconds and counting to play, second quarter. .30 seconds to play in the quarter. Moore hands it off to Pickett around the left side, tries to drive into the end zone. He does break the plane. Touchdown North. A 1-yard run by Nick Pickett. 19-0. North in front of Central here in the first half.
Well, when you have quarters that are short like these are, and your offense has only had 1 series. Is it 2 series now?
Yeah, two series. Yeah, they did, the third one they did not get because of the kickoff. They did not recover it, and Luke Eckert's kick, no good. So with 24 seconds to play, it's 19-0 North in front of Central here in the 7th grade rivalry game at Ray Skillman Stadium. Again, recapping the scoring so far for North. The first touchdown run early in the second quarter by Cameron Petty from 29 yards out made it 6-0. And then moments ago, Nate Line with an interception returned the football and gave North great field position, and Nate Line was able to finish off that offensive drive himself with a 6-yard touchdown run, and Eckert's PAT was good to make it 13-0. And now just on that last drive, Nick Pickett scoring from 1 yard out to make it now 19-zip North in front of Central. So for Central, Aaron, you're right. They had the opening kickoff, moved the ball, got a couple of first downs, turned it over on downs, and had one other offensive drive that ended in an interception. But again, North doing a pretty good job here with special teams play, not allowing Central to get the ball the last time. Eckert gets under it really well, kicks it to the 26-yard line. Good return for Central. Number 80 taken down at midfield. Great return by P.J. Buck. Again, great speed. He is a great athlete, and he'll be marked down at the Central 49-yard line, and that's a nice little spark there for Central. That's something they needed.
Well, it was a great play there by Aiden, and really a touchdown-saving tackle there, and that would have been a huge momentum shift for Central. Unfortunately for Central, they only have 18 seconds left in this ball in this half, but we talked earlier about Buck's speed. He showed it right there, and just one little shift, and he was probably gone. So, again, North just continually steps up, and they're making the plays right now, and that's why they're exactly up 19-0. And let's see how we can finish this half. My guess is you're going to see a little trickery here, and or at least an attempt of trickery, and we'll see how successful it can end.
Aiden Kennedy with the special teams tackle. Like you said, Aaron, maybe the touchdown saving tackle there on P.J. Buck. And again, 18 seconds to play here in the first half. Central trying to hand it off to the man coming around, and a bobble on the handoff. And they will elect to have the clock run out, so that will bring us to halftime with North leading Central 19-0 here at intermission. This is live coverage of the rivalry game between Center Grove Middle School Central and Center Grove Middle School North. We'll take a break. This is Center Grove Trojan football.
For just 2% of a typical school's budget, high school sports give us plenty of energy and excitement. For just 2%, they also give us young people whose leadership and commitment to excellence will pay big dividends in our community for years to come. 2%, that's one investment we can all feel good about. High school sports, pure spirit, pure sport, pure launching pad for life.
Ray Skim's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. 7thGrade locations, man. Skim's got your truck, man. He's got SUVs, crossovers, long bed, short bed, flatbed, dump cab, crew cab, cinder cab, half ton, 3/4 ton, 1 ton, high cube van, cargo van, diesel engine, gas in stock, or custom in the color you want, man. Ray Skim's got your truck, man. Big and little trucks, man. 7thGrade locations, man. Skim's got your truck, man. Ray Skillman's got your truck, man.
Welcome back to Ray Skillman Stadium, the site for the rivalry game between Center Grove Middle School Central and Center Grove Middle School North. And game number one is the 7th grade contest. And here at intermission, the North squad leading Central 19-0. We welcome you to the Ray Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Kevin Conrad with you, and now joined by the head coach of the varsity squad here at Center Grove, Coach Eric Moore. And Coach, this is just a special community event. It brings out at least a couple of thousand fans every year, and I think tonight we got beautiful weather and another fantastic crowd.
Well, I don't know when I've seen so much red and silver and black and white, and I'll tell you, this is a hot ticket in town. Looks like all the families are here, and the kids are doing a wonderful job. And just what a fun night to play football. It's comfortable, nice turf field, and seen a great game.
I'll say, Coach, this has become quite a tradition in the Center Grove community. And like you said, being able to play right here where the varsity guys play on Friday night, this is just a dream come true for these middle schoolers, and just, again, special for them to play out here on a beautiful night.
Well, more than that, I get to see 100 future Trojans get after it out here. Don't know if when I started this, I liked it. I don't know if I like it as much now against each other. I hate to see anybody lose, man. You never want to lose as a Trojan, but it builds character, and hopefully we can get them all back on the same page in the off season, and they can become Trojans, especially the next game, the 8th graders. That they could all become together. But it is neat to see them compete. There's a lot of friends, a lot of former teammates, and just buddies, that are playing against each other today.
Coach, it's great to see Ed Brickley, the head coach for Middle School North. He's been in the Center Grove Bantam program for years, a lot of experience. And, of course, Zach Watson, somebody that played for you here at the high school level, doing a great job at Central. But, again, just two great guys doing a great job here in the middle school ranks.
Yeah, two quality character men that, people and parents and folks never have to worry about, what their kids are up to at practice. Those guys do a great job. And, again, great leaders of the community. And just real proud of both of them for what they've accomplished this year as 7th grade teams. We got two outstanding football clubs out here, and it's just it's going to be a fun second half.
Coach, I know this has been an extra special season for you. Your son Jackson playing 7th grade quarterback for North. I know you've had the opportunity to follow Jackson pretty much all season long. I know that's difficult with your football schedule at the varsity level, but Jackson's had a splendid season. I know he missed a couple of games due to injury, but it's great seeing him back out here playing.
Yeah, I've got to see almost all the games. Sometimes those travel games in the middle of the week I can't get to, but he did suffer a shoulder injury and came back pretty quick. I was happy to see that, and just back out here having fun. He was as nervous as a cat on ice last night and today. Just really loves the kids from Central. They're all good friends, and he wants everybody to do well. And I'm like, well, there's going to be a winner and a loser, and just deal with it and go to the next day. And I'm just hoping that he has a great fun time playing on the turf. He's watched a lot of great football games out here, so hopefully he can have one.
Coach, tomorrow night, big game for your squad, hosting North Central, a chance to close out a conference championship tomorrow night against the North Central Panthers. I know they're always a quality opponent, but just your thoughts about tomorrow night's big game.
Well, we see another great defense with good speed and a lot of guys that can fly around, and a great spread offense that can throw it everywhere and hit you short, hit you deep, run the ball, power run, do about anything. They've been in a lot of close games, lost some close games. Their record is not indicative of the talent they have. But it's senior week, and there's a lot of emotion and a lot of hype. But I tell you, man, we're playing for a conference championship, and I don't, it's October 9th or 10th or whatever, and July 10th I would never have bet that we'd been playing for a conference championship, and I'm just so proud of my team for what it's in a 6-1 record as of late, and just hoping we can put together a great night at home. It could be the last night. You never know. So you don't know what the tournament draw is going to be, and we play away in Cincinnati next week. So just hope that our guys, come out and are sharp and get real intense.
Coach, something special on Sunday will be the state tournament pairing show, and you've been invited to represent Class 6A, if you will, as a coach and analyst. I know that's a special honor, but just your thoughts about the state tournament draw coming up on Sunday.
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm honored to represent 6A football. It's sort of like October Madness, we'll say, instead of March Madness. I don't know. I'll know at 2 o'clock the draw early because we have to talk about it and prepare notes. So just call me and I'll tell you who we got. No, I'm just teasing.
Just put it on Twitter.
Yeah, put it on Twitter. How about that? CG_coach_more, and I'll tell you at 2 what's going on. Buy your ticket early or make your bet early, I guess. That's going to be fun. We're at Lucas Oil, and that's not far away, so it's a quick, easy drive. I'll be able to game plan and do all my work on Sunday and then get up there and to that meeting and hopefully not embarrass Center Grove on TV. I got a better radio face than I do TV face.
There you go. Hey, Coach, final question. We get a lot of, obviously, fans and parents that tune in to our rivalry webcasts of the rivalry game. And I know you do a great job with the Power Club program during the off season, and I know you'll start that as soon as the varsity season is over. But just let all of our parents know about your Power Club program.
Well, we encourage kids, both boys and girl, and any sport from 2nd to 7th grade, 7th or 8th grade, and even a first grader, if we don't have to babysit, he wants to get after it. him or her, and we try to improve their agility and their flexibility, and we work a lot of speed development with them and teach them how to do basic weight training stuff with broom handles and stuff like that. It's not a weightlifting club. I just called it Power Club a long time ago and sort of stuck. But really, we're trying to improve the athletes in Center Grove where you don't have to travel to Indianapolis and pay a lot of money. Ours is relatively cheap. I don't even know what it's going to be yet this year. I know that we're going to start on Tuesday, December 3rd at the high school. Indoor 7 is where we'll meet. So if you're out there from 7th grade down, you got a kid in any sports you want to try to get better, we're there to help you.
All right, Center Grove varsity head coach Eric Moore. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow night. Good luck in the state tournament.
Thank you very much, and go Trojans, all kinds of them.
Good way to put it. Can't go wrong with Go Trojans tonight. Again, this is the rivalry game, and we are at intermission of the 7th grade ball game. The North Trojans leading the Central Trojans 19-0 in the 7th grade contest. We have the 8th grade game coming up after this one in just a little bit. And now we want to bring in John Bontrager. He's one of our special sponsors this year for Center Grove football. He sponsors our Friday night football games. We want to bring in John as his son is playing here in the 7th grade contest for Central tonight. And John, first of all, thank you very much for supporting our broadcast this year. Without you sponsoring us, there's just no way we could bring these live webcasts to all the Trojan fans on Friday nights.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's really my privilege to be a sponsor, and I want to say that my company, Allstate, really helps out with that as well. They really make it so I can give a little bit more. To me, I think corporations should give a little bit back to their community, especially those guys like me that have a local agency like I do, and all the people that are here. They contribute to my household, and it's a great thing for me to be able to give a little bit of that back, and absolutely love giving that back in this kind of format. This is for the kids. Of course, I have my boys out here. I have a freshman son, and then Cole out here playing as well. But absolutely is my privilege to do this, to sponsor both this and the Bantam, and love to do it. So thank you.
I'll say, John, you've been a part of this Center Grove Greenwood community now for 17 plus years, and like you said, you got two sons playing in the Center Grove football program, and your office is now located right over there on State Road 135. So you're right here in the heart of Center Grove.
Absolutely. We serve about 2,500 families here for insurance, and then of course we do the investment piece as well. And just can't say enough about this community. It's a wonderful community. Everybody has been very, very supportive, and love to come out and watch the kids play, both the high school and, of course, my boys as well. And just thank Center Grove for their support on my end of my agency.
John, if someone listening wants to get a hold of you, best way to reach you or to set something up with you is like an appointment, whether it's insurance or something maybe along the financial side of things.
Absolutely. I am old-fashioned. I love to sit down and do a face-to-face with people so they can actually see what I'm thinking and what they're thinking versus the phone. Of course, we do that phone thing like everybody else, but we're right up the street. We're local. We're part of the community. And certainly come in and see us. It's not just me. My wife's involved, Shanda Bontrager, and then I've got a full team of people, 7 other people as well that live in this community as well. So, all
right, John Bontrager. Again, thank you for supporting Center Grove football in our community, and the broadcast in particular allows us to do the games on Friday nights and to bring a live webcast like tonight to a lot of fans out there that cannot make it here to Ray-Skillman Stadium.
Thank you. It's my privilege. Go Trojans.
All right, well said. John Bontrager, everybody. Thank you very much of Allstate Insurance. And this is the rivalry game, and that's going to conclude our Ray-Skillman Automotive Group halftime show. Ray-Skillman, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap. The North Trojans lead the Central Trojans 19-0 here in the 7th grade contest. And to begin the second half, Central will kick off. P.J. Buck doing a fine job with the special teams play this year. Will kick off for Central. Aaron Holt now rejoins me. And Aaron, it's always great to talk to John Bontrager and head coach Eric Moore as we see P.J. Buck with a great kickoff inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line, and Nate Line with a great run going. P.J. Buck, the other one back, and it might be a holding call. Yes, it's going to be a holding call, so it'll be brought back. A nice run by Nate Line for what could have been a touchdown, but a holding call will be called against the North Trojans at the 35-yard line.
It was a really good run, but no question about the penalty. It was quite obvious. The officials are right on the call. Doesn't take away the great effort, though, of Nate Line. He's having himself a well of ball game, and it really is neat to see knowing and seeing him grow up through the Bantam ranks and having a successful year that he's having. I've been hearing his name all season, and he's continuing it today. So good for Nate. Central's on their heels again, and they really got to do something to get a spark. They need a turnover here because North certainly sees blood in the water right now, and they're lurking, and they're like sharks out there. So going back to the halftime, anytime you can get Eric Moore to speak to the public, he does a fantastic job, and John Bontrager's been such a great supporter of the football program and in other various areas of the community, and it's just great to continue to have his support and do the things that we do.
The counter crisscross, bone-crushing tackle by Central on Nick Browning. Huge hit by big number 24. That is Peyton Pruitt. He tattooed Browning at the 50.
Well, we said earlier he gets about 2 or 3 of those a game, and he's already on number 2. So that's the type of thing that you got to have, and we just said it. They need something that's going to give them a spark, possibly a turnover, to make this game competitive, and not to take anything away from North. They're all Trojans, but certainly from a fan's perspective, you'd like to see a very competitive game, and if they can do that, this game can change quickly.
Tough break for Jackson Moore, the quarterback for North, as he came away from the center, may have been stepped on by one of his offensive linemen and lost his footing. Knee hits the ground, so a loss of yardage on the play. They'll now put it at the North 47-yard line, brings up third and about 17, almost 18 yards.
I'd certainly be looking for the pass here or the counter crisscross. And here's an opportunity, a game-making play for somebody on the Central defense.
Line goes in motion, handoff to Cameron Petty, and he trips up as he crosses the 50-yard line. It'll be 4th and long. With the tackle is Ethan Carlton, number 67 for Central. 4th and 12, the call here for Coach Brickley and the North Trojans.
Well, when you're up 19-0 in a game like this with the 7-minute quarters, there's no reason why you shouldn't go for it. Throw it up there. If it gets picked off, it'll arguably be as good as a punt.
Jackson Moore looking right, going over the top. He's got a man, and he cannot bring it in. That's Jacob Keith, the intended receiver. Great coverage by Central's Cam Oganowski. So a turnover on downs.
I believe that's the first time Central's been able to stop North this afternoon. So when you're down 19-0, you got to take little things, little stretches, little positives. And if you can build on those more and more and more, then next thing you know, you might be able to put together a little stretch there. So let's see what they can do offensively here.
Central, good field position from their own 47-yard line. 4:45 to play here in quarter number 3, and flags down before the snap of the football. The North Trojans going to be called for offside. 5-yard penalty against the North Trojans. Brian Gaffney in the first half was able to really time out the snap of the football. This time he got across just a split second too soon.
They are, and what Central was trying to run there is a play that just hasn't worked all year, and it's a jet pitch back, and it's a timing deal, and that makes it difficult. Now what they've done is gone to a jumbo package here, and a little bit different. We'll see what happens.
Hand off to number 37, Gavin Matheson. Matheson had some pretty good runs in the first half, a true north-south type running back and very physical, and he is very, very close to a Central first down.
Putting Gavin back at the fullback position is a little bit more comfortable for him. He has not played halfback, I don't think, much this year, if any at all, until the Hunter injury. So that gives him a little bit more comfort level there.
Tackle made by Josh Johnson. Just the second game for Josh Johnson. He was injured most of the season, so it's great to see Johnson back in the lineup for North, and Matheson with the carry. A good tackle by 68, Hunter Stroop. Third and a couple.
Great to see Hunter active out there on the defensive side of the ball. He's a diehard Trojan, believe in the program type mentality kid. He's going to be a great player as he keeps working hard throughout these next few years and getting in the high school level. Cannot wait to see Hunter Stroop here on the high school level playing out there.
Central taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Again, Gaffney guessed right on the snap count and drops number 19, Evan Yaste, for a loss of a couple. 4th and 6 now for the Central Trojans, more like 4th and 5.
Really, really good job with starting out with the belly there and Petty to begin the second half and their true first possession, if you will.
Cade Lansdale and Gavin Matheson with the tackle on that last play on Petty after a 6-yard pickup, and another big run for the North Trojans moving the pile. Mason Cook with a nice run for North, picks up the first down. It's inside the 35. They'll mark it at the 33-yard line.
Good to see Mason have a nice run in this ball game. Got to see him when North and Central played earlier in the year in the B game, and he got some touches there and ran very, very hard, and it looks like he's earned some opportunity to get those here in the A game under the lights, and very excited for him.
90 seconds to play in the third quarter. 19-zip, North in front. New set of downs here for North. Peyton Pruitt, Cade Lansdale in on the stop for North. Was that Mason Cook with the run again, number 40? Yes, for North. He'll come to the sideline after a couple of nice runs for the North Trojans. 3-yard pickup for Mason Cook. 2nd and 7 for North with the football at the 30-yard line.
Cook family's had a good week. They started off Sunday with their dad getting Nick Cook winning the Super Bowl championship for the CGBFL rookie division. And now Mason's gotten some nice yardage tonight in the rivalry game.
Nick Pickett inside the 15, wrestled to the turf at the 13-yard line. Tackle made by number 18, Cam Oganowski, and number 30, Cade Lansdale. Good run by Nick Pickett.
Lansdale's been pretty active tonight on the Central side of the ball. And really right there, Johnny on the spot, making plays, forcing the action outside, and has done a good job. He's also playing with a broken hand, and just a tough kid, and great to see him out there.
Again, for those watching our live webcast tonight, we do apologize. We did have a fuse go bad here at Ray Skillman Stadium, so turned off the power here at the stadium, but we are back up and running. 19-0, North in front. 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter. North with the football. Cam Petty running off left tackle. Gets it inside the 30, taken down at the 27-yard line. Tackle made by Peyton Pruitt and Cade Lansdale. And Aaron, defensively for Central, all of a sudden we're saying Pruitt and Lansdale quite a bit here for Central.
Yep, and they're figuring it out. They've had both have had great seasons, and it looks like they're in a roundabout way mirroring Petty a little bit too, and not a bad idea when you got a guy like him in the backfield. So made some good plays. It's third down. Be good for Central to again make a couple stops here, keep North out of the end zone, and hopefully get an offense going that maybe can put some points on the board tonight.
Our fourth quarter being presented by Allstate Insurance. Personal financial representative John Bontrager and his family have been a part of the Greenwood Center Grove community for more than 17 years. John provides a high level of service for more than 2,500 customers. The Bontrager Agency is located at 395 South State Road 135, or contact the agency at 317-888-3200. You're in good hands with Allstate. 19-zip, North in front of Central here in the 7th grade game. 1 quarter yet to play, and stay tuned. Coming up in game number 2 will be the 8th grade game between North and Central.
I was talking about Lucas Doyle earlier for the North team, and another kid that's back out there dressed is A.J. Weesey. He had a broken foot, or stretched ligaments rather, in an ankle earlier this year, and he's been in a boot for quite some time, and just noticed down there that he is dressed and getting the opportunity to play, and it's neat to see a kid who's also put a lot of time into the program in his young age get the opportunity to experience this game.
North with the football to begin the 4th quarter. Mason Cook takes the handoff inside the 25. Matheson with the tackle for Central. Just shy of the first down marker, 4th and about 1.5 yards. A long 1 yard here for North. Some new faces out there for Middle School North. Jackson Moore, handoff to Mason Cook. He bounces off the initial tackle, falls forward. He is very close to a first down and may come down to the spot of the football.
Mason did a good job having a second surge there, and I think he got it.
Lansdale and Matheson with the stop. And now they're going to say it's a turnover on downs. Not enough on the run, so a turnover on downs. So the Central defense comes up again, forcing the second turnover on downs here in the second half.
Well, that's what they needed. It's a good start, and I don't know if there's just going to be enough time to make any sort of a run and have a chance to win this ball game. But typical Trojan pride, keep fighting, not give up, and pound away, and that's good for Central to be able to get that stop there.
Man in motion. The wing back takes the handoff. Sam Holtz gets a yard to the 25-yard line. Number 68, Hunter Stroop, makes the stop. And Aaron, when we do these webcasts, we get a lot of family and fans from all over the world watching, and we want to do a special shout out tonight to Cameron Petty's grandmother. She is watching from Seal Beach, California. So we want a special hello to Nana Ray. That's LaRae Conwell. It's Cameron's grandmother, and he's playing a heck of a ball game tonight. Good run for Central. Getting outside, number 37, Matheson. He's played well.
Well, if Nana's out there watching, pretty neat to see that someone out in California is taking the time to watch a 7th grade football game. And Cameron's played one well of a ball game, been active on both sides of the ball, and I hope she's got some friends with her there watching tonight, because it's great to see.
Straightforward running for Sam Holtz. Just not too many running lanes here in this North defense. They do a good job clogging up the holes.
Coach Brickley and his defensive lineup have done a nice job of making sure these guys are filling their gap. And there's just not been a lot of places for any of the backs to move tonight. And started off well, but I don't think they've gotten really any first down since, maybe one since the first series.
P.J. Buck to punt this one away. He is roughed up, so it'll be a penalty against North, and the Central Trojans recover the football. Let's see what comes of this. Again, they're going to have roughing the punter. Personal foul against North. P.J. Buck with a fine punt. And recovering the football for Central, number 69, Preston Cook.
The officials are saying that someone from North touched that ball. So not only did they get a first down out of it, they're actually going to get the ball in North's territory. So I didn't
no
see
penalty?
that.
So they wave off the
They
penalty?
waved off the penalty, and
Since they did get a piece of the
evidently
football on the punt.
Evidently someone from North touched it, and Central fell on it. So
Preston Cook recovers for Central. Passing play from Matt Pence here to the near sideline to P.J. Buck. He comes back to make the catch. He is head out of bounds by Cameron Petty. The longest play from scrimmage for Central.
Well, I said it earlier, they've tried that play 4 or 5 times this year, and that's the first time they've been able to get the completion. And fantastic. It's goes for the longest play of the game for Central, and sure would be neat to see him get on the scoreboard tonight.
17-yard pass play from Pence to P.J. Buck. Central trying to avoid a shutout and a big hit by Cameron Petty on Matheson. We talked about Pruitt making some big hits for Central, and Petty on the north side of things really makes some big hits.
Big hits. He's active all over the place. He's going to be a player if he sticks with it and works hard and believes in the program, which I believe he will, already does. He's going to be a fun one to watch on Friday nights. And going back to that play prior, good shout out to Evan Stone, giving the opportunity with the injury to get in there and be able to make that pass. It normally is Lucas Hunter that makes that pass, and he put it right there in PJ's hands.
Yates with the carry. 2:45 left to play in tonight's ball game. North in front, 19 zip. Central driving here late. Ball at the 23-yard line. 3rd and 6 the call here for Coach Watson and the Central Trojans. Matt Pence doing a little directing here in the backfield, getting his guys set up properly. Big hit at the line of scrimmage, a loss of maybe a half yard. Pickett in on the tackle. For progress, puts it right back at the line of scrimmage. 4th and 6. Field goal attempt by P.J. Buck. This will be from 40 yards. Good snap. They're going to flip it back to Buck. He picks up the football, trying to get around the defender. Cannot. Gaffney drops him. And it will be a turnover on downs. Again, they tried the fake field goal, and Buck was not able to get it cleanly.
Would have been neat to see him get that attempt there. I wasn't able to get to the game last week when the kicked nearly, I think it was a 38-yarder, and so I was kind of excited to see him get that opportunity because that's just, as you know, you got a kicker in the high school. That's a pretty long kick there, Kevin,
sure
for
is. Especially
a 7th
grader.
Yeah.
So 1:27 remaining. North with a new quarterback. That's Nick Browning. Handoff to number 0, Brendan Haddon. Losing a couple of yards on the play.
I want to again take the opportunity to thank the Goddard School for helping make the chili supper possible through their generous donation earlier today. And additionally, McAllister's Deli, Texas Roadhouse, and Arnie's also stepped up and helped provide the food tonight. Again, such a great tradition here at the Trojan Stadium, Ray Skillman Stadium, by having a jam-packed crowd on the home side for 2 middle school games and bringing everybody together and getting free chili supper is a fantastic thing. We've got 1:09 left here in the ball game. I think Coach Brickley's getting some additional people into the game and having an opportunity to experience this. You know, the score, no question, North deserves this victory tonight. Played a really, really good first half, but when you look at both sides of the ball, I see a lot of potential talent coming up here that a lot of these names you're going to hear having success on Friday night here for Center Grove High School.
North, good run going. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. With the run, number 2, Evan Cavosi. First time we've mentioned Evan's name on the broadcast. He'll get it to the 35-yard line. Matheson again on the stop. 40 seconds remaining here in game number 1. Aaron, I believe Central has won the 7th grade game the last 3 years, so it's been 3 years or so since the North 7th grade squad has had the traveling trophy in its possession.
That's right. It has been a little bit of a run there for the Central Trojans, and the trophy now is going to have a new home for another 365 days, and well-deserved by the North team. And that's what makes this game such a fun game to watch and have everybody participate in, and anxious to call the next game, as it's always a special game, being the last middle school game these kids will ever play as 8th graders.
Final score 19-0, North over Central in the 7th grade game. Great job by both coaching staffs and to the players. A lot of hugs. Again, it's tough, Aaron, when you play against your buddies, and like you said, when they finish up their 8th grade season and play that final game right back here at Ray Skillman Stadium next season, the next day they all will be Trojans, and together all one and heading into the high school ranks. But again, it's tough night. Obviously you want to win this one, you want to be competitive, but end of the day, it's still it's a great event, great community event, great crowd tonight, and beautiful weather. And obviously the score not indicative of the great season that Central had this year, but North finishing up with only 1 loss. But again, I think this 7th grade level of players, very, very talented.
Well, I think you look at the positives, and you had 2 teams coming in here tonight. Ultimately, they're going to end up coming together as one unit, and between those 2 teams, they had 3 losses. Obviously, Central's going to end up with 3 losses on the season, but when you count as one of those being a team member in high school, you look at the positives, and so you have multiple games being played, roughly 16 victories or so with 3 losses. That says that your program's in great condition and is going to move forward and continue the success that Coach Moore has really been able to grow and build here at the high school. And you look at what you have with the freshman and sophomore class at the high school, knowing that these guys are going to be here in the same building with those groups of boys. I really am excited about the future of what we have coming here for the Trojans.
Again, here in Game 2 will be the 8th grade rivalry game between North and Central. What we'll do, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back live in a little bit to bring you that second broadcast. Again, tonight's game was produced by Center Grove Gridiron Productions, New 5 Creative, and CenterGroveSportsNetwork.com. The executive director is Aaron Holt, executive producer Matt Murray, our camera operator tonight, Kat Taylor, and our game spotter, Todd Pence. Special thanks to Central head coach Zach Watson and North head coach Ed Brickley for their help with tonight's broadcast. Once again, North beats Central 19-0 here in the 7th grade rivalry game. Congratulations to both teams on a fine season. For Aaron Holt, I'm Kevin Conrad, saying good night, everyone, from Ray Skillman Stadium at Center Grove High School.